Mortal, do you feel that? The subtle vibration in your bones when you stand before the Great Pyramid. Not a sound, but a pressure, like the air itself is holding its breath. That's not the wind moving through ancient stones. That's the pyramid speaking, and it's saying one word. Remember, this isn't the monument your textbooks described. This is something far older. A machine built before the first pharaoh drew breath, before the Nile carved its path through the desert. A machine with a purpose and a doorway. They say Thoth, the ibis-headed scribe of the gods, built a hidden portal inside the pyramid, not of stone, but of light, sound, and intention. A doorway not for the body, but for the soul. What if I told you that deep within those ancient corridors, beneath layers of dust and deception, lies a mechanism, a celestial lock, waiting for the right mind to open it? This isn't just about lost history. This is about power, the kind the priests of Atlantis knew, the kind that turns men into gods. Today, we journey into the shadows of the Great Pyramid. We uncover Thoth's forbidden secret, the portal hidden in plain sight. And by the end of this, you'll understand why some truths were never meant for mortal eyes. But be warned, once you know, you cannot unknow. Are you ready to step through? Then let's begin. The ancients didn't build tombs, they built machines. Think about that. The Great Pyramid of Giza, perfectly aligned with Orion's belt, its chambers humming with acoustic resonance, its geometry mirroring sacred ratios found in nature. This wasn't just a monument to a dead pharaoh. It was a living temple of initiation, and at the heart of it all, Thoth. The Egyptians called him Jehuti, the measurer of time, the weaver of fate, the god who spoke creation into being. But the older traditions, the ones whispered in the halls of Hermopolis, say he was more than a god. He was a keeper of thresholds. Legends claim that before the fall of Atlantis, Thoth inscribed the Emerald Tablets, a blueprint of cosmic law, and hid them within the pyramid. But he didn't just bury them like treasure. He built a door that wasn't made of wood or iron, but of frequency, geometry, and human consciousness. What was the portal's true purpose? Most Egyptologists will tell you the pyramid's so-called king's chamber was a burial site. But the initiates knew better. That empty sarcophagus, it was never meant for a body. It was a resonance chamber. When a high priest or priestess lay inside it, chanting the correct tones, something extraordinary happened. The chamber's precise dimensions, its granite walls, its ascending shafts, would amplify the sound, creating a standing wave of vibration. And in that moment, the initiate's mind would detach from the physical. They called it crossing the Duat, the hidden realm where the soul travels beyond death. But Thoth's portal wasn't about dying. It was about ascending. The forgotten key. The pyramid texts speak of the Aku, the shining ones, who could walk between worlds. How? Because they knew the secret of the portal's activation. It wasn't just about sound. It was about intention. Thoth designed the chamber to respond to a mind trained in sacred geometry, a voice attuned to harmonic frequencies, and a will focused on transcendence. And here's the chilling part. The portal still works. But who today remembers how to knock? In the next section, we'll decode the sacred science behind Thoth's design and what it means for you. You are the key. That's the first law of sacred architecture. The temple mirrors the soul. The Great Pyramid wasn't just a structure. It was a living equation, a machine built from the same divine mathematics that shape your DNA. Let me show you how it works. 1. The geometry of awakening. Look at the king's chamber. Its dimensions form a perfect 2-to-1 rectangle, the same ratio found in the human skull's resonance cavity. The sarcophagus? Its volume matches the frequency of the Earth's heartbeat, 7.83 Hertz, the Schumann resonance. This wasn't coincidence. It was alchemy. The ancients knew certain shapes trap energy. Lie inside that sarcophagus while chanting the right tone, and the chamber becomes a cosmic tuning fork, vibrating your consciousness into alignment with higher dimensions. 2. The forgotten language of sound. The pyramid texts describe priests using a mantra called the words of power. Modern experiments prove the chamber amplifies 55 Hertz, the exact frequency that disrupts linear time perception. What does that mean? At 55 Hertz, your brain's theta waves, the state of deep meditation, sync with the stone. The walls don't just echo sound, they echo thought. Suddenly, the barrier between you and the unseen grows thin. This is why Thoth's portal wasn't physical. It was a state of mind. 3. The mirror of the Duat. Here's the secret Egypt's priests guarded. The pyramid shafts don't point to stars. They point to moments. The southern shaft aligns with Sirius, the star of Isis, at dawn on July 23rd, the ancient New Year. On that day, initiates would stand in the chamber as sunlight pierced the shaft, striking a hidden reflector, now lost. The light would split into a spectrum, flooding the room in colors unseen by mortal eyes. Those colors weren't just light. They were frequencies of creation. Witness them, and the mind unlocks what the Hermetic texts call the vision of the all, the forbidden experiment. In 1997, a rogue physicist named Dr. John Reed, name changed, smuggled a tone generator into the king's chamber. At 3:33 a.m., the witching hour of ancient rituals, he played 432 Hertz, the harmonic of water's crystalline structure. His team reported 1. The air thickened like liquid. 2. Shadows moved against the light. 3. One man swore he heard a voice whisper, Ankh Uja Seneb, life, prosperity, health. In Old Egyptian, the next morning, their equipment malfunctioned. All recordings were erased. Coincidence? Or did something answer? In the final section, we'll meet a man who tried to use Thoth's portal, and what it cost him. Not all doors should be opened. In 1926, a British archaeologist named Sir William Flinders Petrie discovered something strange in the Great Pyramid, a small, smooth-sided niche behind the king's chamber, untouched for millennia. Inside, dust that glowed faintly under ultraviolet light. Petrie never spoke of it publicly, but his private journals tell the rest. For 3 nights after the discovery, he dreamed of a tall figure with the head of an ibis standing at the foot of his bed. No words were spoken, just a single gesture. Thoth holding a finger to his lips. The next morning, the niche was empty. The dust was gone. The last man who tried. In 1983, a Sufi mystic named Karim el-Hashem spent 7 days meditating in the king's chamber. On the final night, witnesses heard him chanting in a language no linguist could identify. When guards found him at dawn, he was unconscious, clutching a scrap of papyrus with a single sentence. The gate is a mouth. It eats time. Karim woke 3 days later with no memory of the event, but his hair had turned completely white. And when doctors scanned his brain, they found tiny quartz crystals embedded near his pineal gland, identical to the piezoelectric material in the pyramid's granite blocks. The warning: this is the truth the ancients buried. Thoth's portal still exists. It still functions. But it wasn't built for tourists or treasure hunters. It was built for those who'd undergone decades of preparation, purification of body, mastery of sound, alignment of will. To step through unprepared is to risk what the Egyptians called the second death. Not the end of the body, but the unraveling of the soul. The choice. You feel it, don't you? That pull when you stare at pyramid schematics. That whisper when you hum certain tones. Thoth left crumbs for a reason. Maybe you're here because part of you remembers. But ask yourself, 1. Are you willing to train your voice until it vibrates at 432 Hertz without effort? 2. Can you still your mind until geometry appears behind closed eyelids? 3. Would you sacrifice a lifetime for one moment of true vision? If the answer is yes, start small. 1. Meditate in 2 to 1 rectangular spaces, closets, showers. 2. Chant vowel tones, A-U-M-R-A, S-O-Ku, at dawn. 3. Study the emerald tablets. They're hidden in plain sight online. The pyramid is just stone. The real portal is you. Final words. They say, Thoth walks the halls of the Duat even now, watching, waiting for the next worthy soul. Be certain you're ready before you knock, because some doors don't close behind you. Subscribe if you dare to go deeper. The ancients left more secrets. We uncover them daily. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next revelation. The truth is closer than you think.